If you're with us on YouTube or Facebook, good afternoon and welcome to the Reds TV live stream for round 9 of the BLK Premier Grade Rugby competitions. Today's match is a very special one. Jeeps will host the University of Queensland here at Yocku Road with the Hallie Appleby Memorial Trophy on the line. My name is Martin Lippiett, and joining me today to assist in commentary is a household name across the University of Queensland, a stalwart of the Red Heavies, still playing in reserve grade, Will Tuffley. Welcome.
Martin, thanks for having me.
Mate, very, very welcome. Well, ladies and gentlemen, today's match is a very special one, and it hits home a field of emotions for many of the heavies and gallopers alike. As per tradition, when Jeeps host the University of Queensland here at Yocku Road, so we see the victor taking home the Hallie Appleby Memorial Trophy. July 11th will mark 5 years since the tragic day Hallie Appleby fell on this very ground, but make no mistake, his legacy and spirit live on, strong as ever. Hallie was popular amongst his university teammates, hailing from Nudgee College with his junior rugby roots firm in the Noosa Dolphins. Today's University 15 doesn't hold any of the men who took to the field that you were in and around Premier Grade squad and you were on the field that day 5 years ago. So let's talk about the significance and the meaning of today.
Well, it's pretty emotional time every time we come back here. Come here for cricket when we're playing Valley. So every time I come down Yocku Road, it's always can be a bit emotional, but we keep pushing forward, and I think the biggest thing here is Jeeps and Uni. We hold a lot of respect for each other as clubs, I think, in general. So it's always a big match, but obviously it's a little bit special now moving forward.
Okay, let's talk about what do you think the immediate and the long-term effect that it had on the club. Obviously, it was just a devastating period for the university, and but you look at the boys that are here today. Yeah, sure, none of them were probably on the field or here that day. But how do you think that's kind of impacting their game today?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, mate, there's coaches and stuff around who were there. So, and there are still players like myself still there. A couple of actually all the boys that are the coach in the reserve grade side, they were all there that day. So there's plenty of guys in and around the club that were there. So I think it's sort of we make sure the guys know how big a day this is for everyone in the club, and more importantly, Gary and Sue, I think.
That's it. And as a result, we see the Hallie Ball every year and the scholarship. Tell us a little bit about those ones.
Well, it actually started out, the first ball that we had, Hallie was actually coming on tour with us to the UK. We hadn't done one in 10 years, I think, and we were organising a tour to the UK. And at that stage, we're in the process of just raising money for that ball, and then obviously the tragedy happened, and we decided to sort of change it around a little bit and make it in memory of Hallie. So, and it's just sort of grown in leaps and bounds from there.
And we also have the scholarship that they raised the money for, and that's to one of the University of Queensland's up and coming players. There's also a tradie to give them a really good leg up in that field. Another big one, Gary and Sue Appleby, Hallie's parents, are still really heavily involved with the organisation of the Hallie Appleby Memorial Ball, and today they will be presenting to the winner the Hallie Appleby Memorial Trophy. I think one of the big things that we'd also like to talk about is just the phenomenal outreach that came from the very close and the very wide rugby community build. It wasn't just the local guys, where there was stuff coming from all over the world, and that was just pretty amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Even just that afternoon, obviously the game sort of stopped at half time, and the amount of messages I had from mates from all over the other clubs just wanting to know if everyone was all right was amazing. And I think, mate, we got to put a big heads up to Jeeps. Like, they've been absolutely amazing, and sometimes I think those Jeeps can get a bit forgotten in the whole tragedy, but we certainly don't at Uni. Like, we have a lot of respect for how they and how much willingness they are to put on this game.
Well, we're about to go to the game, but I think one of the biggest things to remember is rugby is more than a sport. It's family, it's memories, it's tradition, and it brings out the best in people, and it makes bonds that will last an absolute lifetime. And we're going to go straight into the game coverage now. It was a Jeeps kickoff. They're running towards the west. We do have a little bit of a different field orientation here at Yocku Road, east-west running. Can be a bit of a try or an error there if you're running towards the west, but we've got a line out here now. On the University 40-metre line, Jeeps do very well. Genia flings it out through to the back line. Good charge up there from Herbert. Uni now spreading their defensive line out. It's going to be Sykes. Sykes is held up. Pogita's in for the counter ruck. And he does really well to pinch that one out. Now the University. But it's going to be a penalty. Penalty going against Jeeps there for not rolling away. While we have a bit of a break here, let's have a look at the lineups. The home side for Jeeps. Number 1, we have Nick Sykes. Number 2, Valeti Kaitu. Number 3, it's Trent Anderson. Number 4, Radke Samu. Number 5, Daniel Gorman. Number 6, Michael Richards. Number 7, Waita Setu. Number 8, Longi Setu. Number 9, Nigel Genia. Number 10, Somi Pulu. Number 11, Rika Badibasaga. Number 12, James Herbert. 13, Chris Kurandrani. Number 14, Todd Winkley. And number 15, Dan Early. University successful there in the line out. They're swinging it out. It's in the hands of Clifton Setu now. The heavies rallying behind the winger. Gale flicks it out. Finds the big man, Sam Reiser, but he's met by a great Jeeps defence. Gale once more sends it out. Nathan Russell wrapped up. That's going to be in Dalglish's hands as he goes down. Uni holding onto the ball. Gale quickly goes wide. It's going to be Tom Banks. He's dancing around them. Jeeps are struggling to get the man down. And Tom Banks, an impressive run. He's gone well and truly into the Jeeps territory. Some 15 metres out from the line. Gale flicks out. Russell held up there. Manages to go down. University attacking. Ooh. Gale goes himself. Recently back off an injury. No halfback. Heavies will look to push and drive over. They're coming through, and that looks like a first try of the match.
Great try.
What a fantastic passage of play there, Bill, from the heavies. You know, Jeep started off well, but just an absolute brilliant continuity. Obviously, they got that bit of a boost from the penalty we saw, and they've just done so well.
Yeah, a couple of key players for Uni today too, like obviously stepping up, Tommy Banks and Gailey there, so they're going to be big names for us, I think, today.
Well, Scott Gale, obviously, reputation precedes him. Played in the NRC, also a Reds member in previous years. He's had a bit of a wrist injury, I believe, and you know, this is his second game back. He had a really great game last week against the Dragons over at the university. But yeah, he looks like he's already putting his stamp on the game today, which is really good to see. And it'll be Dalglish here looking for the conversion. Conversion successful there. University do take a 7-point lead here in the opening minutes. And I'm going to quickly run through the University of Queensland side. Number 1, Aaron Pleach. Number 2, Tonga Mafu. Number 3, Ostialalia Viamanu. Number 4, Sam Reiser. Number 5, Phil Potgita. Number 6, Connor Mitchell. 7, Pat Murray. 8, Jack Cornelison. Number 9, halfback, Scott Gale. Number 10, James Dalglish. Number 11, Jock Campbell. Number 12, Nathan Russell. Number 13, Josh Birch. Number 14, Clifton Setu. Number 15, fullback, Tom Banks. We got the heavies. They're trying to bash their way out of their half here. Connor Mitchell working hard. Gale pulls it out in the hands of Potgita. Potgita's backed up by Campbell. Gale to Dalglish. To Reiser again.
Out of it, 5.
Dalglish has got the ball. He's wrapped up there by the big man Trent Anderson. Gale flicks it wide. Finds Bob, but the ball's knocked on. Jeeps now getting an opportunity here. They're swinging it wide, but it's going to be the number 8, Cornelison. So that was just unfortunate there for the University, but definitely a lot of momentum there, Bill. And no surprise seeing Jack Cornelison floating around on the outside. Gets a little bit of an inset, but we're going to go back to the original knock on there. So, as a senior player, like who out of the 15 today do you think has made the biggest impression on you as one of the old boys still playing at the club?
Man, I think the forwards have been together for a while now. Like Connor Mitchell, obviously, got upgraded to a bit of 7 stuff and would have, got a lot out of that experience. But those boys have been together for a while now, and a couple of them have played some NRC. So I think they're probably a bit more experienced than they probably look on paper. So I think they're starting to gel a bit, and they've only got better as the season's gone on so far.
Yeah, agreed. So definitely two really big scrums there. You know, Tonga Mafu there in the hooker position. You know, that's Halley's position that he was playing 5 years ago. So, you know, I think big significance there. There'll be a lot that the university boys will be carrying on their shoulders today, Bill, and it looks like they've really come out of the change room swinging.
Yeah, Hino would have had him pretty fired up. I think he wouldn't have, you know, he doesn't say a lot, Hino, but when he does, he means it. So.
Words may be few and far between, but they're good nonetheless when they do come out. Good little kick there from Genny in the back of the scrum. It's going to be Banks at the back. Banks does well. He'll kick the ball out, and it's going to be a line-out Jeeps feed. About 10 metres out from the heavies lines. So a great attacking opportunity here for the Gallopers. Let's see if they can come through and make something happen off this line-out. We saw them in similar positions when we were here last for the round of the week against Brothers. Driving maul was a great option for the Gallopers. They hold on to it. Jeeps rallying around the back. They're going to start trying to pick and drive and grind their way towards the line. One after another, they're lining up. Genny is calling it out. Genny flies it out to Waita Setu. Genny again, he's looking back, but he's going to go to the left. Strong run there from Badabasaga, the winger. Now Jeeps are looking out wide to see if the option, but the university defence is holding up incredibly well here. And it's going to be a penalty against Jeeps there, holding on. And you know, Bill, we talk about this every week, but it's we've seen so far in the previous 8 rounds, it's just been the little things, you know, the ruck and maul etiquette that I feel has been, giving away the majority of the penalties here. And, you know, as a player, you've been around for a while. What's your take on the big changes that we're seeing, you know, when it comes to the one-on-one contacts and the rucking and mauling? Well, I think we're going to leave that there. Jeeps now, ball failed to find out, but it's going to be in the hands of the big man, Kurandrani. Kurandrani there, he is out on the wing wearing number 14, Badabasaga, now in 12. It's going to be the big man, Trent Anderson.
Leave it, no!
Genia, he's looking left. The Gallopers trying to make the most of this opportunity, they're charging through. And Gorman. It's in the hands of Anderson, they can't get him down, the university boys. Genia looks left, they've got some numbers. Great cover defence there from Gale, but it's not going to be enough. And the Gallopers will go across. Great response. Making the most of a failed line attempt there from the university's penalty that they got awarded. Jeeps are trailing 5 points to 7. So Bill, what's your take on the play we just saw there? Do you think maybe they were looking for a little bit too much on that line out, and it looks like it just opened the door and Jeeps capitalised really well?
Yeah, mistake not kicking out there. Sometimes the teams are going to punish you. And Jeeps has got a lot of experience across the park. You know, good forward pack. Obviously, Radiki Samo's playing for him. He's been around the traps. Felt a couple of tough tackles from him in my time. So they've just got a really good forward pack. So themselves on that sort of stuff. So you know, you turn over ball and they're going to hurt you. So you know, you got to get that kick out. That's
and we see here, we're going to go back to the replay. Great initial run there from Gorman. He gets it up there, followed up by Anderson. They're going for the picking and drive options, doing it so well. Genia flicks it out wide. And then they'll put it in safe hands of number 6, and he'll go across to score on the southern side. And it'll be conversion unsuccessful there. Jeeps answering University's call, trailing 5 points. 5 points to 7. Yeah, absolutely. But I think one of the big things that, you know, the university is going to have to be very wary of, you know, the combination of Winkling early out the back for Jeeps, very fast runners, and, you know, you can't give them too much because they're going to be really dangerous here. And we've seen right now, you know, it's going to be advantage given to Jeeps there, knocked on by the approaching university players.
Jeeps because they got some big bodies.
Oh, that's it. And they're around their picking and driving options. You know, they often go to the one man who goes a little wide and does the offload to the man who runs inside. And they've got lots of these little plays that are very typical for Jeeps. And you've got to be wary of them because if you give them the edge, they'll take a mile in that department.
That's right. And Toddy Daniels will have them drilled like that. So, you know, he'll be pretty old school coach Daniels at his time, so he'll have them drilled like that.
Exactly there. Getting your feed. Steady scrum there from both halves. They're going to swing it out right. Tommy Pulu. And he's done exceptionally well there. Striding away, the Gallopers, they've got momentum. It's going to be the big man. The backs there, just showing some absolute vision, Bill. Great work there from Herbert. Great little kick there in play, and it managed to get regathered there. And, you know, I think the uni boys, they might have come out a little bit asleep here because the Jeeps guys, they've got a lot of momentum about them right now, and I'm not seeing much of a response from the uni.
Yeah, this is where they're going to have to lift, or this is where the adrenaline rubs off after you come out and you've got to stay on.
That's it, and the Jeeps, they're going to turn this one over and they're going to have possession here. Gorman now looking for the pick and drive option. But he's met by Cornelison. Genia flings it out. They're coming out again through the backs. Jeeps, Pulu. Pulu's wrapped up. Pat Murray there, he's trying to get through but couldn't. Pogita's over the top now and he'll get pushed off. It's going to be the hooker. Kaitu. And we're going to come back to an earlier offence there. Jeeps do have the ball now. Bill, do you think we're going to see Jeeps try and go for it? It looks like they're going to go for the 3. Do you think best option for them right now, just to get ahead early on? Or
yeah, I think you got to get points. You got to take points when you get them. So I think that's the right option.
Well, that's it. We're going to come back to the replay here. Great play through. Safe hands, James Herbert. He kicks it up. He finds.
I'll give Herbie the benefit of the doubt that he meant that then.
It was all part of the greater plan there, Bill.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
All part of the plan. But, you know, that was just a great little passage of play, and I think that's a really good thing to see when the inside centre, the 5'8", and the halfback, they can just kick with so much freedom because they trust that their wingers are going to get there, and I think that's just a really...
I think it's going to be handy having Herbie with the left boot anyway, so... I think that's going to be a good option for them. It's hard to defend when you've got right foot kickers on either side, so that'll be a good option. They'll use that a bit today, I reckon.
Well, the kicking option not quite working out for them there. They've missed it, so it's going to be a 22 restart here for the University. So obviously, you can't miss, Radicki Semu there out on the field somewhere. Just a phenomenal player. He's just I think he's such like a figurehead for the Jeeps attack these days. They've had a bit of change up in their coaching staff the last few years, but they're definitely showing some prowess on the rugby field right now. And here they come, the Gallopers. Pushing inside the 40-metre line. Great run there from Kaitu. Being held up by Riser. Genia looks for the kicking option. Goes across field. It's in the hands now. Jock Campbell runs. Potgita, the second rower. He's brought down by Kirandrani. Gale does well to find him. Dalgleish to Russell.
Playing advantage. Give me a number.
Wide to Birch. Birch does well. He gets it outside. Cornelison showing his flair as a halfback. Now Banks. Cornelison again. Russell flicks it out to Riser. Good hands to Connor Mitchell and Big Phil Potgita charges. Jock Campbell again in the fray. University being very resourceful here. Scott Gale hands it off.
Let it go! Let it go!
Viamanu. Gale. Murray there. Checked. Nathan Russell looks for the inside option, but doesn't quite get there. He's wrapped up by the Jeeps defence.
Let it go!
Gale flicks it out. Wearing the head strapping Pat Murray, but he gets stripped of the ball. And here come the Gallopers. Todd Winkley puts a good kick in.
Nice.
It's going to turn in. Winkley's got wheels. But here comes Banks. Banks does well. He's tackled in goal. What an absolutely brilliant, kick and chase there from Winkley.
It's got some serious toe.
I'm pretty sure Banksy was probably feeling, bearing down behind him there.
We'll have to fix this up. I can't hear anything.
Kids, not here. Go away. Are we off? Well, I'm not sure if you're with us still. We're having some minor technical difficulties over here at the media tent. But, while we do have some time here, let's have a look at how both teams are positioned going into today's game. Jeep's 2016 season has seen its fair share of ups and downs, but overall the result has been positive. They produced a good win against the early season informed Norths last week and find themselves sitting at 5th. They'll have lots to do closing the 9-point gap to the top 4, but the rampaging Red Heavies today are the more pressing concern. The University of Queensland boys have had a blistering start to the 2016 season, sitting atop the table on 29 points. The Heavies have only dropped 1 of their 7 games thus far at today's sacred match driven by legacy and tradition. The relatively young team is setting an unbelievable pace this season, but will the Gallopers be able to beat them to the line today? That is the real question. Bill, what are your thoughts on this?
Uni's obviously got a pretty good start this season. Only dropping the 1 game, so he will be big on them to keep the roll on. And Jeep's only going to get better. Dammers has been with them for a couple of years now, and they're starting to really come back and get better and better. So, they're only going to get better the more they get used to Dammers coaching, and he'll want them to do the 1%ers and do the little things. So, mate, it'll be a tough game for Uni to keep on because as soon as they slip, Jeeps will be all over them.
Well, that's it, mate. We're sorry that if we are forestalling the visual portion of this broadcast right now, we are experiencing some minor technical difficulties, but we're doing our very best to get the visuals back on. We're off. But we're still on. And we're going to try and go out closer to the action now so we can call it to you. So Bill and myself are going to wander out now.
Going rogue.
We're going a bit rogue, it's all about improv, and we're going to do our best here to come through and call the game as it's happening in front of us. The score's still sitting at 7-5.
Let's play it. Hold.
Incense. Oh, yes! Sorry. Kneel down. And here now, Jeep's doing a very good attack. They're coming through on the southern side. Working. And they're really pressing here, going for the pick and drive option on the southern side of the field. The Red Heavies being pushed on their line. Jeeps pushing in really hard, but the Heavies defense is holding. And they're going to go over. And that'll be going towards Jeeps Bill.
Your mother's your sister.
Red
Heavies are going down. They're going down, mate.
And score now.
Red Heavies are going down.
Jeeps doing very well there, getting some 10 points to 7 on this score. And as you can hear, we are positioned against some very, very humble Jeeps fans here while we wait for our camera feed to come back on. Yeah, as our very learned friends behind me have said, Jeeps are currently in the lead, 10 points to 7. And it's going to be number 11 there. Todd Winkley there. Todd Winkley does very well. He's converted it. We'll see Jeeps take the lead, 12 points to 7, Bill.
Stuff here, it's a bit rowdy. It's a bit rowdy here.
Well, it's probably more rowdy for you than me because you seem to be wearing the university colours today. And it's going to be Dalglish to kick off. He goes a bit too shallow. So that's the second time we've seen thus far, Bill, that the boot of Dalglish isn't quite making the cut here. We're not sure if everyone at home is able to hear the wonderful backing commentary that we're getting from these lovely Jeep supporters here, but you know, spirits are high. Jeeps are in the lead, 12 points to 7, and they'll be packing a scrum in the middle of the field. Now,
example where if you make a mistake, Jeeps are going to punish us, so he's going to have to start cutting them out.
well, that's it, as everyone can hear at home. The crowd here today is just absolutely revving as usual at Jeeps. They do get the whole northern side of the field completely filled with their old boys contingent. And we're sitting here right on the halfway line watching a very strong scrum here. Genia will feed. Quickly out, Genia links up. Somu links up, Genia's still got it. Heavy's wrapping him up now. We're right in on the action here. Genia at the back. He's calling them. Samu now, good pick and drive there. Jeeps still find themselves on the field, but they're going to come around the blind side. It's going to be the big man Gorman, but the ball's been stripped. Jock Campbell there, he gets wrapped up. Gale flicks it out, finds Potgieter. Dalglish, he's wrapped up. Great defence here from the Gallopers. Here come the heavies. Potgieter again. But we're going to come back to the initial knock-on, Bill, here. So, Bill, what's been your take on the scrums thus far?
It's been pretty even. There's no one's sort of dominating too much, but you know, Jeeps are going to be pretty hard.
The second row today, as opposed to, you know, when we see him a lot playing number 8 in the higher league. But definitely he's not small.
No.
And he'll have a big impact on his side of the scrum. So the Gallopers, what's been quite a even competition on the scrum front. We're still waiting. Technical option. Gale will feed the scrum. Gale feeds, the heavies are pushing through. Cornelison does well to juggle it. They're going to keep going. Encroaching the halfway line.
Stay back, stay
Gale
back.
calls for it. Gives it to Dalglish. Wasn't the best pass. But we're going to come back.
Stay in on it.
It's probably the first bit of dominance we've seen in a scrum, so you know, you want to be happy with that. They want to build on that now. So.
Well, that's really good to see from the heavies there. And here we go. Now, Bill, University are coming in pretty hard here. You can't laugh at it, what can you do?
Come off, boys. Red 4.
Mafu, feed the line out. Looks like they're going for the 5-man option.
Get off. I got a sub.
But we're going to have a bit of a change up there. It's going to be number 4, Sam Reiser, leaving the field. Jack Gangong entering. Gangers as he's called.
Dr. Gangers.
Dr. Gangers, MD. And Potgieter misses. Gale to Dalglish. Russell.
That's turnover's good. Release now.
And Jeeps has done very well there. Counter ruck, they're taking possession. Genia goes himself. He looks wide. Finds Kurandrani, does well. Bats 1, bats 2. Makes valuable meters, gets inside the University half. And it's going to be a penalty going towards the University. Dalglish finds his line. So we just saw just again there, Bill, just how dangerous, you know, the running backs are here for Jeeps. You know, Kurandrani there, wearing number 14, he's got the tape around his head today, just absolutely deadly in his running approach. And it's going to go to Cornelison, but it's going to shoot over. Genia's going to recover. Here comes Pulu. Pulu's wrapped up. Genia again flicks it. The Gallopers go wide down the southern side. Through the hands, they're going to bring it back in.
Number 6.
It's the big man, Samo. Offloads to Anderson. Genia puts it in the hands of Setu.
Release, red.
Genia looking at his options. He's got Kirandrani hanging out wide here. It's going to go to the hooker, Kaitu.
Strip's good. Let it come. No hands.
Jeeps grinding their way down to the red side of the field. The Gangong wrapped up. Cornelison.
Gotta get out.
It looks like Bill not rolling away from the tackle there. You know, you see this every week.
He's laying there.
There are little sections of each team that just do so much hard work to get them into a good position, but then it's just so easily thwarted at the moment. And you know, that's the very lucky there from Dalgleish, but that's the second time this game. You know, sometimes Dalgleish is a young fella, but sometimes a line out itself is better than maybe not getting that line out. I think he might need to tighten that one up. And you know, I think that's definitely going to be something that when they go into the sheds at halftime will get touched on, because that was the second one where they couldn't seal. And Pokita does well, bats it to Gale, but not in straight the call. So it's going to be a Jeep scrum on the 15. Now, how do you think Jeeps are going to be thinking about this one, Bill? They're coming into this scrum. After the last scrum we saw, you know, Uni just absolutely dominated it, pushed right through, just some great form there. So I think Jeeps really need to come out with a better response this time.
Yeah, I don't really know too much about scrums, but I definitely think Uni after that last scrum will look to have really put the pressure on Jeeps here, especially after dominating it. So yeah, they'll definitely want to put the pressure on at least.
Well, before you come back here next time, Bill, work on your scrum etiquette, please.
Crouch. Bind.
And here come the heavies. They're going to try and counter this Jeeps
Set.
offense here. Jeeps just outside their own 22. Getting feeds. He's gone around the side. Getting looks for the little infield kick. Banks. It's in the hands of Banks. Here he goes. Gale. Dalgleish responds. Puts the grubber through.
Barry.
Dalgleish is back there. Bit of backsy fours. Come on here. Foursy backs. They're going to link up. It's in the hands of Campbell, but he goes back. Nathan Russell striding away, but it's going to be dropped and knocked on there. And, you know, but there's another one of those exceptional up-and-coming players for the university. Nathan Russell, pretty fresh out of the Colts program in the last few years, and definitely has just been on the up and up.
He's got plenty of talent, Nathan. If there's only any question mark on him, it's probably been his defence, but to be honest, he's really stepped up this year, put a lot of dominance hits, and he's working really hard on it, and I think it's good that the coaches just bit the bullet and trust him in there, especially when the few opportunities came up, and he's taken it with full hands.
Well, that's exactly it, mate. And you know, it's no surprise the University of Queensland's pathways have been producing, you know, some pretty fantastic players, you know, in the last kind of 5 or 6 years, and it's kind of, I think, going a bit hand in hand. You know, they've taken out the club championship 6 years in a row now, and so they've got something really good that's going on there, and it seems to be working pretty well for them.
Yeah, well, I know Bruce Brown when he was the president. You know, he took a lot of pride in how well the Colts did. So, and obviously with all the colleges there, we get a good influx of players. So, you know, it is a good breeding ground for footy.
Just a really good environment. There's all the facilities as well. And in no way was this a pitch for telling everyone to go there. Anyway, we're going to come back to the game, and it's going to be Jeep scrum outside their 22.
Set. Hold.
Menacing players like Winkley and Kurundrani lingering out the back, looking for the option, but it doesn't look like the student's going to be caught this time. Banks sitting back in defence. And you know, And you see, Bill, this is one of those errors that, you know, I don't think that Jeeps can really manage to have. Ball being kicked out on the full there. It's going to be a university line out. Here they go. Good scrum there. It's taken by the number 6, Connor Mitchell. The ball's out. Russell now. Manhandle to the floor. And here come Jeeps putting up the great counter defense. They've turned it over. Genia flicks it out. Dangerous man Winkley. But our Wyron's Kurandrani, the big man, striding. And he's met by number 13, Birch. Birch holds him, gets him down. The ball's out the back, waiting to go. Genia. Down early, he'll flick it out. He'll find Anderson.
Hold, Red. Red, hold. Down.
Genia again, but the Gangdong does well. It's going to be advantage going to the university. Podkita showing his prowess at halfback. Good kicks put in. The chase will be on.
Outside or inside? Inside.
Get another good opportunity for Uni to take it on, and they turn it over. So they're going to get those opportunities. They really have to make the most of it.
Yeah, that's it, mate. And here we go. So Jeeps do have a line out here on the 22.
Inside, nine.
University harassing them on the line. And here we go. It's going to be pulled up here. Got a bit of an injury here for Jeeps. We're going to rewind it a bit here. And we're going to talk about how the game's been progressing thus far, Bill. So thus far, who do you think the big standout players have been? Firstly for Jeeps, and then coming back across to your own side, University.
Well, I think Nigel Genia has been around the game for a while, like at Premier grade level. And he's a good player. He'll control the game really well for him. Somi at 10 for them. Usually plays in the centres, but again, he'll control the game really well for them at 10. And obviously they've got their big forwards up front. They'll control. They won't do anything fancy. They're not going to try and do anything amazing.
And here we go. Jeeps do very well. They seal it up. They're looking for the driving maul option to get outside their 22. Mitchell's reaching over, but Genia is too quick to get it out. Good kick there from early. Campbell. To Banks. To Gangong. Clifton Sedu now. Good run. Being backed up by the Gangong.
No hands.
Gale does very well. Finds the man. Pleash. Gale. Dalgleish. Russell. He's wrapped up. Mafu there. Recovers the ball. Gale now. Dalgleish is on the outside. Flick pass. Dalgleish striding away. And he's going to find Connor Mitchell. That'll be a try. Going to the University of Queensland in the 33rd minute. Equaling Jeeps now. Score is 12-all.
Great little snipe from Gale. Saw the space there really early and took it really quickly. So.
Well, that's it, Will. We're going to come back momentarily to a little bit of a replay here. We can watch how this try unfolded. And we come here. We'll see quick work from Gale at the back. Finds Dalgleish in support. Dalgleish draws the man into Connor Mitchell. And that'll be a try there for the heavies. That's just great. Great combination there, 9-10 combination from Gale and Dalgleish. There now, and Dalgleish, he'll be going to kick the try that he helped support there. Obviously, big backsman yourself. The relationship between, someone like Gale and Dalgleish, it really looks like they do feed off each other pretty well.
Yeah, that's right. The uni boys don't have a lot of old guys in there anymore, but a lot of these guys have all played footy together. They've been in the coach together for a long time. There's probably not a massive age bracket between all of them, so they all know each other pretty well. So it doesn't really matter where the combinations link up. They all know each other well. So and you saw it there.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And it'll be conversion unsuccessful. He does hit the southern post there. Scores tied up. 12 points apiece here. About 35 minutes down the clock. We got 5 minutes, and I think, Bill, for the next 5 minutes, it's going to be really important for one of these teams to just, even if it's up, if it's 1 point, 3 points, 7 points, it doesn't matter. Just going into that half time ahead is going to be a big deal.
Yeah, especially this is where the teams like Jeeps pounce on you if you make mistakes. So
and we've seen there, they've just recovered the ball. Anderson. Kaitu drives up. Gorman to back him up. And here come the Gallopers. It's going to be the big man, Setu. But now they're linking up. They're looking very dangerous. University are reeling. Sykes now. 5 metres out. Genia to Pulu. Pulu's going to try go himself, but he won't get there. And it's going to be the big man Kaitu, and it's going to be a try.
Well, we just spoke about it making mistakes, straight off the kickoff and Jeeps pounce. So
well, that's it. And the other thing was, Jeeps, I really think they kind of just caught Union with their pants down a bit there. I think the students might have got a little bit complacent. They just got to try, which was some pretty great play there. But Jeeps, they kept their head down, they ground away, and they came out with points. And we're going to come here and have a look at what happened. Genia, he flicks it out to Pulu. Pulu does well, he has options left and right. Makes a good decision to go up, and he puts them within striking distance. And we see Feliti Kaitu, real easy one-on-one pick and drive. Just had to dive down, and he got the 5 points. Jeeps now ahead, 17 points to 12.
That's where Jeeps are good. On the sides of the rucks there, quick ball. That's where they're really good. So you've got to get your guard and your post in there really early. Otherwise, that's where Jeeps are going to pounce on you.
Oh, but that's it. And you can see the University defence, Bill. It was just constantly on the back foot. They weren't trying to get back and then make a conceited effort to get ahead on to their defence. And we see the conversion successful there. Number 14, Todd Winkley. Yeah, I just really feel like the University there, they were just, caught with their pants down, and Jeeps just kept striding away, and University just couldn't kind of regather themselves to get up a proper defence. And it didn't take overly too much for Jeeps to go across there. And now we look at the difference. They've got 7 points on the students, 19 points to 12. Dalglish, good kick this time, gets it right. Students do well. They're going to be looking to try a bit of redemption here, get some points on. And we're going to have I think Bill's going to be, this is going to be a really big one here. It's a big Jeeps scrum now. A lot of positive things look like are coming from the Jeeps players. So, the students, I think they're going to need to try and mount some kind of response here, but I just don't know if Jeeps is going to allow them to.
Well, they're just going to cut the mistakes out of the game, don't they? So, Jeeps is doing really well at just doing the little things right. And as soon as you make a mistake, they're pouncing on them. So, Jeeps are playing really good footy here, and Uni's going to have to step it up.
Yeah, and this is the thing we see. You see tables, and Uni are sitting number 1, 29 points, and Jeeps, they're sitting on 18 points. Sorry, I think it's like 17 points. They're on 5th. On paper, you should be seeing University striding away here, but Jeeps are having a very good game here, especially for the first half. And I really think University have got a lot of work to do coming into the second. And that's going to be Banks there doing well. University just inside their own 40-metre line. Potgieter, he'll charge up, he gets wrapped up. Gale looking for the kicking option. He wants to get it down the other end of the field. Jeeps are scrambling now. Genia's back there. Inside the 22, Genia will kick downfield.
You boys home?
But he won't find the line. Dalglish now, they're on the counter-attack. Banks to Campbell. Mitchell on his outside again. All too familiar. Mitchell. It's going to be the big man, Nathan Russell now. Russell heads on. And he does exceptionally well there. And it's going to be what a fantastic passage of play there. We were just talking about Nathan Russell. He's a young guy, but just completely backed himself. And he went into that contact, Bill. And we're going to see the replay here. Just talk us through it.
I think it was Josh Birch.
Was it Josh Birch? Oh, sorry, Nathan. You can have the next one.
Hey, Bergie's came from the Newcastle under-20s. He's got some serious talent. You'll see the work he does here. He just brushes blokes off. Great lead-up work from Connor Mitchell. Just summed that up beautifully. And then it was just brute strength.
There goes the one-on-one there, just so fantastic. Very rugby league try in the corner. You know, I think there were probably some people calling for the scoreboard, but
Janet Sound thing, I think they would have gone to chicken time if it was rugby league.
That's it, mate. But no, it will be a try for the students. Very important kick here for Dalgleish. If he can level it up, it'll put might be a little bit nicer to them at half time.
Yeah, and I think that's where you can see the danger of that back three for Uni. You know, they have got some speed out wide. They've got some good shooters in the middle there. They can't score points from anywhere, but if they take them, they need to take the mistakes out of their game.
Well, that's it. But one of the big things I think, you know, from a forwards point of view here, you know, Cornelison, we've seen Potgieter, they've both, you know, taken on the role at halfback if Scotty wasn't available. Dalgleish, he'll miss the kick. It was a very hard kick there coming in from the sideline. But Jeeps trailing, leading the University, 19 points to 17. Getting back to it, you know, Cornelison and Potgieter showing their flexibility to get in there and do the work. But I'm more impressed with the likes of Connor Mitchell, who is linking up so well with the backs and showing his flexibility. And, you know, it's a good thing to see. And I think it's really important in the modern game. And here we go now. Mafu. Gale finds Pot as they come through. Nathan Ruthell there. Gale looks for the kick again. It was dangerous before. It put them in a good spot. Kirandrani. Kirandrani's on the ball. He's wrapped it up. He's going to give it to Early. Early puts the kick in downfield. It's going to go out. So the time is really waning here in the first half. They're right in front of the old boys now. As I'm sure Bill and I can agree, that's a pretty stiff crowd if you're from the University of Queensland. Mafu throw it in. Finds Potgieter safely at the front. Gale to Dalgleish. To Russell. To Banks. Banks goes himself. Campbell there to back him up. Birch again.
Release now!
Gale. Finds the Gangong. Jeeps counter-rucking hard. They want this. Looks like it's going to be a penalty against Jeeps coming in from the side. So I'm not too sure how much time we actually have left in the first half here. Here we go now. Couple of kicks and Banks is away. Keeps the ball in. Gale. Tamafu. Potgieter comes in to back him up. There's Viamanu. Jock Campbell there being wrapped up. Gale will flick it out to Dalgleish. To Russell. Russell's brought down by a pair.
Still in.
Gale to the Gangong. He bashes his way over the 40-metre line. Gale. Dalgleish. Wide. To Mafu. The students are going to have to try and make something happen here. Viamanu recovers the ball. Connor Mitchell, quick hands. Dalgleish has got it. Russell down the right side. The students aren't done yet.
Okay, release our tackler.
Gale to Mitchell. Mitchell goes down. Cornelison covers. Gale looks to the right. Finds Campbell. Campbell, good hands there to Russell. It's going to be advantage for the high shot. Now this is a very interesting one, Bill. Do you think they're going to go for the quick? Mitchell. Mitchell's wrapped up. He's trying to get his way around. Finding his support now. Nathan Russell to Potgieter. And that'll be half time. We do like to inform our viewers at home that due to an unexpected power loss here at Yoku Road, our stats are missing about 15 minutes worth of material. So please don't grill us too hard if some of the numbers are a bit off to what you think. Rightio, Bill, so first half done and dusted. What are your thoughts?
Well, as you said, being pretty tightly contested. I think the biggest thing that you can come out of that is, you know, Jeeps are playing a simple game plan. They're not doing anything too fancy. And as soon as Uni are making a mistake, they're absolutely punishing them. So I think if Uni want to win this game, they're going to have to cut the mistakes. And if Jeeps want to win, I think if they keep pressing, keep forcing Uni to try something a bit different and force them to make that mistake, they'll come out on top.
Yeah, totally agree. I think the Gallopers today, they have played a very consistent game. They've got a plan and they're sticking to it. And the University, they're just, I don't know, they seem like they're on the back foot and they're trying to reel from one play to the next. I'm not seeing some of that structure that we've seen in the previous weeks. And we're going to come here to the results. We just like to remind everyone at home we are missing about 15 minutes of statistics here because of some power outages. But we come and look through the final score at the end of the first half, 19 points to 17. Obviously the tackle count, pretty similar there, Bill. But you see, one of the big ones we can see is territory. The Gallopers have just had so much more of it, and I think that's because Uni have been making those silly mistakes. Then Jeeps go, right, we'll take the kick, we'll take the line out, we'll take the scrum, and we'll hold on to it. And it's very hard. Possession's about even.
Yeah, so control the territory really well, Jeeps, I know. So, that's where Uni are going to have to probably step up. I don't know what the wind's doing now, but in the reserve grade game, the wind was definitely going with Jeeps in that first half. So I don't know whether that'll be a difference in the second half. But it definitely was in the Reggie's game. So maybe that's partly to do with it.
There you go. We're going to be crossing now. We've got a bit of a highlight reel here from the first half. And we're going to have a bit of a talk through what we see. And we're here in the first half. Great work there from the big man Gorman. This is opening try here for Jeeps as they come through, looking very dangerous, spreading it wide to Genia. And a fantastic try there from Michael Richards. This has just been the story of the day, Bill, for Jeeps. They've been pushing hard, and then Genia has been sending the ball out wide when he sees that option there. Just great vision from the halfback. This is another great play here. Great continuity from the backs, and Jeeps just kicking, infield kick there, and he finds the safe hands there of Rika Badabagasa. And we're going to come back here. This was the great little play we saw from the heavies as they were coming down the northern side. Gale looking for the option. They're going to come through again now. The heavies pushing through. Pat Morrie doing well. Great run from Nathan Russell. And this was the try they scored. Coming through, Gale Dalgleish linking up, finding the hands of Connor Mitchell. And it was a great response.
Perfect example where Uni can score. They can score from anywhere. They've got some seriously good players in that 9-10 jersey. So, but the problem is they made mistakes. They get down this end, and this is where Jeeps punish them.
Exactly, and we see here was that it wasn't a unified defensive front, I believe, from University in the first half, Will. And I think that's one of the things that let them down. We're going to come back to the try. They scored in the corner. Great work there. Mitchell in the fray again. He's going to go to the outside man, Birch, from the Knights. Once upon a time, Birch, one-on-one. Bats off Dan early, and then he'll come through to score in the corner. Just a fantastic little passage of play here. And from all of us here at the live broadcast, it is half time. We are going to leave you right now, but be sure if you're on Facebook or YouTube to tune in for the second half. See you soon.
Anything? Close, keep your height up. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's not really that. I just don't like that 9 getting in front of me. If I get back a metre, they slip in. Alright. Yes, mate. He's got 2. No, it's good. He's got 2, yeah. You good? There he is. You good?
And we're back here for the second half. Jeeps leading University 19 points to 17. It'll be Dalgleish to kick off there. Let's go to a restart. We're going to bring it back to the halfway line. Those of you at home, my name is Martin Lippitt, and with me today is Will Tuffley from the University of Queensland. Will, welcome to the second half.
Thanks for having me.
Mate, you are more than welcome. You know, I dare say, it wasn't the ideal start from the University there. Dalgleish, his kicking game a little bit off, which is a bit unlike him. You know, in previous weeks we've just seen such a great kicking game from him, and we saw Jeeps absolutely the pop in their step to come to this scrum here at halfway, and it looks like they're really going after every opportunity after a sensational first half from them. And here we go, off the back. Sedu goes out, Kirandrani now. Kirandrani's brought down outside the University 40-metre line. It's the big man, Samu. Genia. Again to Setu, the number 8. Setu offloads. Kirandrani's in the fray as well there. Breaks down, ruck situation. Genia looks left, looks right. Sends the ball out to Pulu. Dangerous man now. They're coming through. James Herbert does well. Links up. University, they're scrambling in defence here. Knocked on there by the Gallopers.
Great attack there from Jeeps early on though. Linkley again, serious pace down that outside edge.
Yeah,
it's
but
been really dangerous for them.
And my hat completely goes off to Jeeps. I'm just wondering what the University players are doing, Will. You know, they're once again we're seeing that just that reeling defence which isn't quite grasping what's happening in front of them, and they're just holding on by, you know, the edge of their seat. And
don't underestimate how much the Jeeps boys have sucked them into. Like they're not straight away. They're just playing in short early, and that's when the space is created a lot. I think they've made the right when they've
holds it in. Advantage. Gale does well, and we're going to come back. Just another outstanding scrum there.
Really surprised by the way that Uni have dominated that scrum. I thought Jeeps would be one of the toughest scrums in the comp this year. to be honest. I don't know how they've gone during the season thus far in the scrum, but
And we're going to come to the replay here. We'll see Gale feeds it in. Great work here as a whole from the University scrum. Cornelison just juggling the ball. Maybe you should go play in the A-League, not too sure. But he's done well, and we're going to have advantage given here to the Gallopers. It's time off.
Connor, 11. Stay back, boys. Late tackle. No arms. Okay, use the shoulder. No, it's a penalty out. Okay. Need to be careful, you've already had a yellow. Okay. Penalty out.
And we're coming back there. We hear Barry, the referee's calling a bit of a late hit there from number 11, Clifton Sedu. It's called without using the arms. He gave Sedu a bit of a warning. You know, I have to say, Bill, in the last few weeks of doing this, we've seen quite a lot of cards being given out both ways. Obviously against North and Sunnybank, there was a fair few given. Coming in for the line now, Cornelison. Jeeps are going to go to the back option. They're going to pile in. They're going to look for the driving maul here. It's fractured off. It's in the hands now of Kaitu. The ball's gone down. It's at the back. But they're still driving away now. The Gallopers. They're going to go for the grind. Sedu's going to look, but he's not going to get there. And it looks like that'll be a try. To the big man, Trent Anderson.
another example of where Uni have gifted them with a penalty. Chiefs have just plugged it into the corner, and their big men have done all the work. So, you know, Uni's going to really have to start cutting these mistakes out of their game, or Chiefs are just going to bounce on them every time.
That's it. You know, we could play this down a bit of experience, but we'll see here. Great work from the Gallopers. They keep the momentum going one direction of play, coming across the field, hustles and bustles around. But the big man, the prop, Trent Anderson, goes across to get the meat pie.
You can see Nigel Genia just barking at those boys. He'll control them really well, left, right, where they need to go. You know, he's just yapping away that whole time. Plenty of experience, and he's been a really big part of their success so far today, I reckon.
Oh, I totally agree, Bill. You know, this is the other thing we talked about, the relative average age difference between both of these teams. And I think that the experience that's in some of these Jeeps players is, you know, what's getting them across the line more than Uni. And we see an unsuccessful conversion there. Jeeps leading University of Queensland 24 points to 17 here at Yoku Road. Ball that's into the second half. Well, winter is definitely on its way. Don't need Jon Snow to tell you that. The sun has gone down over the hill, over to the west, and it is definitely cooling down a bit.
Always cools down at Yoku Road in the afternoon. Experienced man would have brought his jumper.
And good restart here. Dalglish kicks it deep near the 22. Campbell Wakely joins the field now, wearing number 18.
It'll be interesting to see whether they keep the scrum up Uni with Campbell on as a fresh. I imagine they'll continue that dominance.
Yeah, oh, I totally agree. And you know, Campbell's no stranger to the Premier Grade team. Been in and around. Did play for Queensland Country in the NRC last year. Has been playing a lot of sevens too with the Kings program. So you know, not just a pretty face in the front row. He's actually got some other utilities about him as well. And you know, seeing the likes of Gangong there as well also, you know, instills a little bit more experience. And you know, maybe Heenan might have seen that, and that's the answer we need to this strong Jeeps, you know, performance today. Gale feeds. Uni scrum. Gone down, but the ball's out. Gale will get it free. Dalglish. Great ball to Birch. Birch goes down. Gangong seals. Gale to Dalglish. To Russell. To Banks. Oh, but Clifton Sedu. Clifton Sedu just can't quite.
Good lead up there by Uni, though. They pumped up the middle. Didn't try and do anything extravagant. Went the hands down the sideline and just didn't quite execute.
It's very dangerous. Every time they've done it, they've gotten themselves into favourable positions, and I think that's maybe where they should be trying to get the ball to. Play the simple game. Just get it through the hands, because it seems like their running game's not too bad. Kaitu to throw in. Mitchell steals. Gale. Lofty pass through to Dalglish, who finds the Gangong, who's still charging away. Russell comes in to back him up. Gale.
Backwards.
Dalglish misses it. Birch now. Birch looking for his in. Comes through. He's met by a wall. Waita Setu.
No. Hands were on. Release.
Pat Morey there does well. They hold on. Gale, quick restart now. Dalglish. Dalglish is going himself. He's wrapped up by Henderson, the big man.
No.
It's going to be another penalty there. So the ruck was formed there. Hands being used in the ruck there by Jeeps. Now, Bill, this is a very interesting position. University are behind 7 points. My maths is correct. What do you think? They've obviously got the scrum, they've got the line out, they can go from the scrum.
Well, they'll have a good base here at the scrum, so take it, use their backs. I'll be interested to see what move they go here, but they'll definitely have a good base, so I think they'll have a crack out.
They could just go for the pushing option. And I wouldn't be surprised. The Jeeps putting up a fantastic defensive scrum here. But the heavies, Cornelison, he's juggling it.
Let's go.
Arms up from Gania, but Gale gets wrapped up. Dalglish finds Campbell. Gale's calling them out. Run from Hot Eater.
My bad, boys.
Nick Berry, a few game instincts there, got in the, almost looked like he was going for the tackle.
That's it, but he made the right call there. Little knock on at the back. And we'll see here. Great run there.
I think it's a uni ball. I think because Nick Berry, the ref, got in the way. I think they're calling it back for running into him. Accident infringement.
Well, Pocky didn't look too fives all around as he went through.
He's been a really good up and coming ref, Nick Berry. They've obviously fast tracked him being an ex-player. He started off, I think, a couple of years ago in reserve grade and he's been really good. He obviously got a crack at Super Rugby, I think, last weekend. And I think he's a really good ref. Being an ex-player, he just wants the game to play.
Well, that's it, and he knows what to look for. He's been there for the ups and downs, and he's got a really good perspective on it.
Let's go, Zach Mark.
Be interesting to see if they go for another. Jeeps held their own there in the scrum. They did really well that last scrum. So I'll be surprised if Uni go for it again. I think they might go to their backs a bit quicker and try and use that speed out.
Well, you're not surprised because they would have gone to half time. Yeah, they were ahead, but they would have been told that new scrum is very dangerous, and if they come close, you need to just lock it out and not let them get the meters. Here they go now. University doing fantastic well. Cornelison, he's going to juggle it. The advantage given to the University as they're coming now. Great run, and they're over. Berry's in close, and he's going to call the try. Fantastic work, Phil.
I didn't pick it.
Then again, you're not a forward.
That's right.
It's the thing, mate. If the forwards have got a good thing going on, you just let them have it. And we're going to come back here. We're going to see a great replay. The scrum, the front row doing an exceptional job to hold up. Cornelison juggling it in. Berry will put his hand up. Advantage going towards the students because the Jeeps players couldn't fathom how the ball stayed in. And then the students triumphant in their attack, get the points.
Cornelissen still had a lot of work to do there. He did very well.
Big hole.
Looks like Alex Horan's on there, number 22, having a shot at goal.
Another young fella.
Yeah.
And Horan will get it. Horan ties it up. It's 24 all here at Yoku Road. 55 minutes or thereabouts on the clock. 25 to go. Alex Horan, Bill, he's another one of the young guys around the club, up and coming from the Colts program. Great kick there, because Uni definitely needed it. Here we go now. Oh, Mitchell, he gets a good bounce. Striding away, but he throws it. Intercepted there by Badasaga. Polu now, running. The students on the defence. Kaitu. Fantastic run there.
Steel's good.
Okay, they're stolen it.
Phil done exceptionally well. Campbell Wakely. And here they go down the side. Alex Horan. Bit of a grass cover tackle, but got him down. And what an absolutely fantastic pass he played there. Alex Horan did really well. Great scrambling Jeeps defence, and
Alex probably just ran away from his attack there. We had two blokes on his left. Probably could have gone closer to them, drawn the fullback, but it's always hard when you're in over the space. You watch, there's two blokes on his outside there. If he comes across to them a bit tighter, Uni are probably in there.
Probably, but it's a bit hard when the other one's sitting watching it on the monitor.
It's easy from the stands, isn't it?
That's it. And we're going to come back now. Jeeps line out. Just outside their own 40-metre line. Line out's 7 minutes tight, and they've gone for the really quick option there. Finding number 8 Setu at the front. Getting up. Oh, the big man Samo.
No hands now.
UQ starting to pose some good defence. Polu from his own half just there. Kicks it. Finds Clifton Setu. Clifton steps left, steps right. Finds Banks. Uni defence. Lifting. Horan. Not too sure about the kick.
Accidental.
Wasn't a great kick there. Probably got a little bit lucky, bit of accidental offside there.
Well, it's a bit hard, Someone said it was as big as he is. It's going to get out of the way. So, he's a young fella, but I really want to see someone like Alex Horan today trust in, he's a lot of raw ability himself, but I'd like to see him, channel that and work with the guys on his outside. I do strongly agree with you that play before where he got isolated on his own, if he linked up, like we've seen before with Dalgleish and Mitchell and Birch on the wings, I think they could have maybe stride ahead there close to the 30-point mark.
And it's a big call from Mickey Heenan taking Dalgleish off. He's controlled the game, well in parts, I suppose. And to bring on Alex with, still 20 odd minutes to go is a big call. There's a bit of faith in him.
There's a bit of faith, but also I think, responsible call. The kicking game wasn't where he needed to be. He needed to shoot. So there again, just what Horan did, I'd be getting the shooting the side. Here we go now, Gale to Horan. Russell now does well. Links up again with Horan. Campbell. 15 Setu. They're trying to get him out, but he stays in, does exceptionally well. Gale. The gang gong now. Mitchell and Wakely to support. Gale. Potgieter. Backed up on Murray there. Gale again. Here come the heavies. Great little work there from Horan. Taking the inside option, outside option of Nathan Russell. Gale. Campbell. Bump tie. Mitchell. Great work there. This is the continuity that I was looking for. And I'm really impressed with Horan there. Does very well. I think it's very important as a 5'8", He got the ball away from himself, but then wrapped around and recycled himself and became so vital in that play that went down to...
One thing that's really impressive with Alex is he just looks like he's got so much time on his hands when he's playing. So I think that's the biggest thing that impresses me about Alex. He does look like he's got a lot of time on his hands. So it'll be really interesting to see how he steps up here. He controlled the game really, really well when he was starting, when Del Geesh was out with an injury. So it'll be good to see how he goes here, you know, especially with this game this tight and 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, exactly, Bill. We're going to come back there. Oh, great work from the Gangongs. Managed to recover the ball.
Advantage over.
Here comes the University. Russell drags himself forward with the defender. And it's going to be a penalty going to the students.
Yeah, rocket form.
And yeah, another one there. And you see, that's the second time we've seen in the last 5-10 minutes there, Bill. Jeez, just that little bit of ruck and roll etiquette that's just gone out the window. And they have given the University an absolute prime opportunity here to get some more points on the board. And you know, they can't afford to do that. They just cannot, because that University team have so many players with such high ability that you do not want to let them get within sniffing room.
No, that's dead right.
And here we go, Campbell Wakely.
You're going to back the forwards this time, mate. Rolling more.
No, I'm very good. Look, go to the backs now, they're a bit far out. You got to call
Backing
it
the forwards this time.
Wakely, bit deep, but Dagangong does well to recover it.
Really well.
Horan does 5'8". He's in there. That's a shame there, Bill. Uni had a lot of great momentum there, but they just couldn't quite seal it. The line-out throw from Wakely wasn't the best, but you know, Dagangong did really well to recover. And I'm more impressed with little Horan there, coming in to back up.
Probably needed to be there a bit quicker, I reckon. He knows pretty harsh on that sort of stuff. I reckon he'll be on him about not being there quicker.
It's a good thing I'm good friends with him, you know, he doesn't yell at me about such things. Anyway, here we go now. Jeeps, pressure being relieved somewhat. Just outside their 40-metre line, it'll be a line out.
It'll be a good opportunity for Jeeps to really have a crack here. Put some pressure on you to see if they make
see out wide. You know, Kirandrani, he's just chilling out on the far wing. And Genia, he's got the ball, the Pulu. Here come the backs now. Early, good little kick in field. The players, Kirandrani's there. Great work from Clifton Sedu. Here come the students now, supporting around Sedu. Gale. Finds Banks. Banks can't find the sideline though. Genia's back as well. So are some of the forwards, funnily enough. Here comes Sedu, number 7, bumps Mitchell. Finds the hands of Batty Masaga. He's away, they've got to stop him. Great covering tackle there from Nathan Russell. Genia. Wrapped up by Maury. Mitchell now is trying to go one-on-one with the front rower. He does well to bring him down. The ball's out. Genia to Pulu. Anderson's wrapped up by the Gangon.
Tackle only. No, he's got the ball. He's won the turnover. Unplayable.
And a fantastic passage of play there from Jack Dagangong, Bill. He's come in on the on that engage there, one-on-one, just a fantastic, you know, bit of counter-rucking he did there to get the ball.
You have to be there. Jeeps have to have a guy there at contact, because Gangers is going to be all over it. You know, he's really quick. He's just really smart footy player.
And we'll see here he goes, the Dagangong one-on-one, he's there, and just absolutely textbook by the rules. You know, Jeeps, they may have had 3 players there, but Dagangong just did so well to get in there on his own, recover the ball, and you know, you cannot ask for more. And here we go, the short arm penalty going here for the University. Looks like Jeeps got the nudge on a little bit too early there, and they weren't, holding up their end of the scrum.
We talked about the kicking game's got to improve from uni. I'd like to see, here we go, Scotty Gale. Scotty's got a great boot on him, and I think trying to defend a left-footed halfback's really, really hard. So I think Scotty Gale's kicking game's got to come into its own a little bit here.
Well, that's it. We've seen Genia at the back of his breakdowns and scrums. He's been doing so well. Oh, the big man now, Nick Sykes.
Let it go.
They can't get him down.
Roll 17.
And Jeeps, they're outside of the University 22. Genia finds Herbert. Now Kaitu. Kaitu's bumping them left, right, and centre. Genia. Oh, ball's knocked on there.
No advantage.
The two props for Jeeps today, they've done a lot of run. I've been really impressed with them. I think they're not only the fact that they're obviously keen to get in there and do the 1%ers, but their ball running today has been fantastic.
Well, they've been active,
yeah,
and they've been presenting themselves to Genia. And I can think of nothing better for a halfback than when, especially someone like Genia, when all of his options are lining up for him each side, and he's able just to kind of go, right, I'm going to pick that one to there, and it's it's a testament to how they're playing. We're going to come back here, an absolutely brutal run there by Nick Sykes. The students just not able to get him down for about 30 metres.
Fantastic run.
Seeing some of the team medics are on. Now, I think there are a few expectations coming into this game. University, on paper, they're favourites in this game, but I am so impressed with the level of rugby the Jeeps have been playing here. It's 24 all, and we've only got, about 15 minutes left.
I think Jeeps are one of those teams that, I think Jeeps sort of suit playing a team like Uni because, when Uni do make the mistakes, there's going to be a few more mistakes. Uni are going to have a crack occasionally, and Jeeps are just going to pounce on them. So sometimes they give you an inch. They're always going to do their 1%ers, and it's basically up to the Uni boys to keep with them on that level because they're always going to test you.
Well, that's it. And the other big thing is it's a special game today. It's the Hallie Appleby Memorial Cup is on the line here. So there's a lot riding on this, and it's not just a Uni thing; it's a Jeeps thing too, because it was it was just an absolutely shell-shocking event that had just ripples. Even you feel a bit now. And here we go, Gale to feed. Jeeps scrum doing exceptionally well here. Gale can't get the ball. He's calling for it. He's looking for it. Cornelson will take it to be safe. The ball's free. And it'll be advantage going to the University. Just that little error coming from Jeeps there, Bill. They had really good forward momentum here, but now they've given the students an option. And a great kick from young Horan there.
Great kick.
Done exceptionally well.
As you feel like the game's a bit on a knife edge at the moment. Both teams are sort of, not doing anything too outrageous, and you feel like just one team's about to crack soon. It's, good footy, really good footy.
Patience is going to be key.
Got Lyle Fidao on at hooker now for Uni. Really good young player. He'll have a big work rate around the field.
Well, that's it, because I think Mick Heenan would have got him on in the second half and said, listen, 35 minutes, I need you to go gangbusters on this. I really need you to be leading, metaphorically and physically from the front.
And he was fantastic in our Reggie's game today. He's one of the best players on the paddock for us. So, you'll see a big work rate from Lyle.
That's it. Cornelson wins. Warren does well. Sends it out wide. Great tackle there on Banks. Gale. Gangong. Morio, beg your pardon. Now to Gangong. But he's met by the wall of Waitasetu. Gale will flick it out. Horan. Birch. Goes one-on-one against Kaitu. Great work there.
Two broad-headed props again. That have been awesome.
Wakely does well to pick and drive. Nathan Russell's freed up. Lyle for down now.
Hold green.
Gale's at the back. He's got options. Here we go, Gale. Tamari. Uni slowly grinding their way closer.
Get out of it, 5.
Gale
Advantage.
to Russell. Russell back to Gale.
Playing advantage.
Clifton Centre in the fray. He's wrapped up by the big man Setu.
David and Goliath battle there.
And we're going to come back. Jeeps offside.
Yeah,
All right, Bill. Roll the dice. Line out,
coming.
scrum, 3 points.
Well, now that I know they're taking the 3 points, I'll take the 3 points. Nah. Alex is a good goal kicker. I think, as I said, I think it's been really building. I think points here are really important because, you know, both teams have been really hammering each other. I thought Jeep's defence there was excellent. Uni's retention of the ball was excellent. So I think points at this stage of the game is really important. So I think 3 points is the right option.
Well, this is the thing. I think, you know, as this second half has developed, the university players have definitely tightened the ship up. I think they've started to realise they've gone, we need to just take a step back. We need to play some smarter rugby and not this kind of trying to play the big flowing running game and do the flashy manoeuvres like we did last week against Sunnybank.
And as expected, Jeeps have kept up with them. Jeeps' defence has been fantastic. Still doing their 1%ers. It'll be interesting to see what happens in this last 10 minutes, the tick of 10 that I like to call it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
Great strike there.
Got a lot of composure. Alex obviously comes from a pretty good family of footy players, so you know, good composure there.
Good pedigree.
Good pedigree.
Good pedigree
Seriously
from
good
the young
pedigree.
man. And, you know, and he hasn't, shied away from club culture as well. He's been I think he's we might say in future years, I think he could be a new Steve O'Leary. In future years, we'll give him about.
That's probably stretching it.
We'll give it about 20.
I think he's probably got a few more rugby ambitions.
If you're listening, Steve, how you doing? And we're coming through there. Lafado doing very well, finding meters. University ahead, 27-24. Wakely now. The students, they've got some wind in their sails.
That might be Tom Basin on in the second half for Uni as well. Skipper reserve grade.
So Mick Heenan there, he's opted for a few changes now. Here we go, so they're going to go for the points, Bill. I think, it's just, I would like to see Jeeps back themselves, maybe go for the line out and try and get the 7. But
I think points are I think points are gold at the moment. I think the game's a bit on the knife edge. They're doing really well. So it'll be interesting to see how they. I just think it's going to break and open at some stage. You just feel like it's
that, or it's going to be 27 all, and it's going to be a drop goal.
I haven't really picked much today, so it probably will be, to be honest.
Here we go. Jeeps looking to even the playing field at 27 points all.
He's missed it.
Unsuccessful there. Now, Steve isn't here. Steve O'Leary is not here. Bill is with me. Bill, you got 8 minutes left on the clock. You're ahead by 3 points. So, what are you thinking? You're thinking, let's just get the ball, let's hold it, let's try and widen the gap.
The way the Uni's been playing this last 10, as you said, you've been impressed with the way Alex has controlled the game. I think if Alex and Scotty Gale can control the game for Uni, they'll do well. Same for Jeeps. If they can put the pressure on in D, look for the mistakes.
That's it. Getting on, great work here. Gale, he's rallying the boys down the left. Horan, great inside ball there to Russell. Russell's going to be taken out.
No, stay out of it. Play it.
And here we go, Gale.
Let's go, 9.
Gale to Wakely. His fellow Kingsman Basin going over the top to Seal. Gale, here's the kicking game we've been waiting for. Great little punch. And what a fantastic little kicker, let's see. And Connor Mitchell, great athleticism, covering the stop. Jeeps, going for that short option, because I'm pretty sure that if Jeeps got that short option off there, they would have spread it wide to this side of the field, and they would have been kicking, and it would have just been on like Donkey Kong.
That's a perfect example of how Scotty Gale's kicking game really has to come in its own here for Uni. You know, that's a really good little piggyback there.
Exactly, and here we go. Kaitu's feeding. He's not happy with the position of the forwards from the university. Jeeps take the back option. Mitchell will miss. The prop not sure what to do with it, but it finds the boot there of Genia. Genia kicks it out. Kurandrani up to seal off that quick restart option.
Moses Serevi on for Uni at 9. Bit surprised by that. I thought he'd keep Scotty on with his kicking game, but again, a lot of faith in Alex. So,
well, that's it. You know, Moses Serovi and Alex Horan, they've got a lot of experience together. So you know, I'm seeing the rationale there. And here we go, Serovi out the back. Potgieter will go himself. We've got an accident. We've got an offside there.
James. Yeah, 2 cents.
We see Will just outside their own 22. Jeeps have got a lot of work to do here. You know, we've got 5 minutes left on the clock, maybe a little bit extra for some injury time, but they've got to find 3 or more points. Not out, and that's going to be costly. The students just need to hold on to the ball. And Nathan Russell looks for the infield kick option. He kicks it high. The ball bounces. Wow, for the front row. He finds it. Now Mitchell. We've seen him out there all day. He's done exceptionally well. University need to slow the play down. Sarovi to Degangong. Degangong does well to maintain it. Here we go, on the back, Sarovi. He's calling the forwards in. Tommy Vason will go. Campbell Wakely will go.
Okay, release now.
Prop on prop there. 2 seals fighting over a grape. Here they go. Well for those. The students are hungry. Here they come. Sarovi looks to the left. Banks, he tries to go himself, but he's not going to get there.
Release! Advantage!
And we're going to come back.
Need a clear release, boys.
And it's going to be a penalty against Jeep for not releasing the man. Fantastic passage of pay here at Will.
Great effort from Nigel Genia on the side there. Uni had the score, just hands would have done it, but Nigel's come up with an amazing tackle. Great defence.
Now,
Hey Connor, I've got 2 minutes more than what's on the clock.
you know, I think they're going to put it in the hands of the forwards.
Scrum.
Here. I'm just going to call that one. And, you know, they're going to be looking for, you know, that pushover option. Cornelison at the back. It's worked for them about 4 times today. It's just a fantastic play because this university scrum has been by far the better today, I feel.
Absolutely. Interesting to see what they do. They have got a different front row to what they've started with. All the front row with Paddy, Campbell and Weil in there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Fresh legs though, mate, can make the difference. You know, Jeeps have stuck with their rate all game on fairly certain. So they're going to have, you know, be interesting to see what goes on. And it looks like the heavies are trying to edge forward there.
Let's play it, it's down.
Working so hard.
No. Same again. You're going forward, it needs to go forward on this side as well. Okay?
Uni is smart here. They'll keep putting the pressure on, push them forward, and hopefully get a pushover try again.
Well, that's it. You can see the desperation in the Jeeps players where they know.
I know it's coming.
They know it's coming because Uni have got the fresh legs. And, you know, we were saying, the concern, a different front row and even a different second rower as well. That's half the pack difference. But they've got continuity here. You know, Cornelson's at the back, you know, kind of ruddering the ship. The 3 at the front of the Pistons driving it forward. So they do it like this is going to be a very viable option for a try here. Busy penalty going against Wakely for coming in off the side. It's going to be a short arm. Polu now, he's inside his own 22. He's going to look for the breathing room. But whilst we've all been completely distracted, the clock has dwindled down. About 2.5 minutes left on the clock here.
I still feel like there's something left in this game.
I feel like there is too, and I think that the university players need to hold on to it, be patient. If something comes of it, run with it. If not, run that 2 minutes out. It's your 2 minutes, you've got to keep it. No surprises. Great tight line out there, taken by Mitchell. Great inside ball to find Jock Campbell, who's had a sensational game. Sorovi now. Ralfado.
Get out of the 7.
He's backed up well. Sorovi throwing bullets. Wakely. Sorovi again. Horan, inside ball to Wakely. The students, they're getting hungry. They want more. And Wakely going down now. The ball's been knocked loose. Advantage going to Jeeps. Potkita brings the man down. Uni are going to have to work hard here. 1 minute left on the clock. The danger man, Winkley. He's brought down swiftly. Lalfado holds the defensive line. Genia, he's going to give it to the trucking forwards. Gorman does well, as he has all game. Sedu now. Genia. Kaitu clears. Polo wrapped up by Mitchell. Great defense from the captain. Oh, it's the big man, Sykes. The front row for Jigs been amazing today. Genia to Setu. Good hands there from the forwards. Kirandrani. The students' defence. They're reeling to match them.
Nah, you got pinned.
And we've got a penalty going against University here, not rolling away. Now, Bill, they're outside the 50. That's a really big kick. That's bigger than what Tom Pegas did against Sunnybank 2 years ago to win the grand final.
I think they'll be hitting the line here just because.
Connor, 1 minute, 5 seconds.
I'd like to see someone back themselves and go for a 70 metre.
I think I'd be going for the win anyway, wouldn't you?
Well, you got to go for something. And here we go.
1 minute, boys. 1 minute.
So, this is, I feel like, one of the first times in the second half where we've seen Jeeps in a position to attack properly, because the students came out guns loaded this second half. I feel like the first half was a bit of a write-off for them, but definitely the better side came out for the students in the second half. Jeeps struggling to hold on to their line out. The props are doing it for themselves. Fantastic work here. And yeah, that just wasn't the thing that Jeeps needed there, Will.
25 seconds.
Great bit of defence by the guys at the end here.
We heard from Barry there on the mic. I believe he said 45 seconds left on the clock. And here we go.
Just going to hold on to it.
Students looking for the safe play. Jeeps are going to have to work tirelessly here. And that will be full time here at Yoku Road. An absolutely phenomenal game here with the University of Queensland narrowly defeating Jeeps 27 points to 24. Will, I have to say, this was a game that I did not expect it just to be this fantastic. It was just an absolutely brilliant performance from both sides.
Yeah, great game. Great, really good tight battle. I think it could have gone to either team there. Both teams had their opportunities. Uni did come out on top, but I think just a great game all around from both sides.
Yeah, that's it. We come on now with the stats. We do remind everyone at home about 15 minutes of the game we weren't able to count because of some technical difficulties on our end. But we have a look there. 61 tackles to Uni's 40. They had just a fantastic game. And tackles missed by the students, 9 tackles missed. So it was like we were saying, that defensive line for the students it really could have been better.
And I think the biggest thing here as well is the territory came back. I think it was 70, well, obviously we missed some time, but it was about 70% to Jeeps.
That's it.
Uni brought it back to about 50-50, and they've really brought it back. And as you said, the other thing, Jeeps just gave away too many penalties at the end there.
Well, we can see it, 13-4. The score there is 27-24, but they've given away nearly more than 3 times the amount of penalties that we were able to count today. And that for me says that even though Jeeps, they're coming 5th, there's still a lot of improvement to be had there for them. And if they can play this kind of rugby, more consistently, they've had a bit of a win-loss in the last 4 or 5 weeks. If they can just tighten up those little things, I feel like the wheels kind of fell off a bit for them in the second half because as Uni started to gain a bit of momentum.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, and I think that's the beauty about this comp. It doesn't really matter, who you're coming up against. If you compete, you're always a sniff in this competition. That's what's so great about it.
Yeah, well, that's the big one, mate. And obviously, there was a lot riding on the line today. It was the Hallie Appleby Memorial Cup match, and the students have grasped it in the last 10 minutes here. And I think this is an absolutely fitting game for the title that was on the line. And for everyone at home that got to watch the game, and for us here, it was an absolute pleasure. And we're going to have a look at some of the highlights from the game. Bill, walk through this one, mate.
Yeah, good example of how Jeeps dominated up front here today. They just punished through the edges, getting it, controlling it well. Decided when to go, and when they go, they went hard, and that's where the tries came from.
Absolutely, and then we come back here, Genny DePolu, early in the second half. Great work there from James Herbert. He puts the kick out wide, finds Abadi Saga. Fantastic little piece of play there, but the students did well to counter.
Yeah, good example here of where Gale and Del Geesh worked well together, and Connor Mitchell was there all day. How many times did we see him pop up on that edge?
I'm surprised he doesn't have 11 or 14 on the back of his jersey.
Some people call it seagulling, but he just gets himself in the position right every time.
He's an opportunist. And here we go, great try here. Polu opting to go himself, goes head-to-head there with Birch, does well, and then Kaitu. He sees that lacking defence in the guard post position next to the ruck, and he pushes himself over to take the points there.
And the big thing I think you don't see there is the penalties that lead up from Uni. And then when they didn't make mistakes, this is the opportunities they make the most of. Connor Mitchell back there again, and then Birchie, no right to score this, and then the rugby league try in the corner, as we called it.
That's it. Hitting the post. And now another fantastic example. This is what I really think is a big winner for Uni today, even with, the subs. The scrum was just so overpowering to the point that they had penalties on tap.
They set piece really helped them. That base of the scrum gave their backs the opportunity to get over the gain line and turn that into points.
Yeah, that's it. And we'll see here, great another passage of play from Jeeps. And another pushing scrum here from the University of Queensland. Got some machinery up right here. And as they come through, great work. And
great finish from Cornelison, wasn't it? Off that back of the scrum. Uni did dominate in that area, but great finish from Cornelison.
Well, that's it, mate. They've done so well in here. Great stuff there from the young man, Alex Horan. Couldn't quite finish, but it's going to be very exciting to see what he'll do in the coming games and the years.
And you were impressed with him in the second half. He did control that game well.
Well, that's it. I felt nothing left from Dalglish's game, but Horan brought a new spice to the second half. He was he was one of those slippery 5'8". No one could quite tackle him because he was always offloading it to good options, and his kicking game was great. And now we come back here with Jeeps. That kicking and driving attack they had today has just been so good. But just those little 1% errors that messed it up for them. But it is full time. The score is 27 points to University over the Gallopers 24. University have secured the Hallie Appleby Memorial Cup. That cup will be presented this afternoon by Gary and Sue Appleby, and a great tradition there that will continue into years to come. I'd like to thank Will Tuffley for joining me here for the commentary through our technical difficulties, loud noises and everything else. Bill, thank you.
No, thank you for having me, and thanks for Jeeps. So this is obviously a big day for Uni, but we really want to thank Jeeps for all the effort they put into this game, so thank you very much for them.
That's it. Fantastic atmosphere. So our full time, ladies and gentlemen, University. They're sitting top of the table, and I think they're going to keep standing there. Please stay tuned to the Reds for all of our other results from around Brisbane for the Brisbane Premier Grade competition. My name is Martin Lippiett. Thank you very much for signing in. Good evening.